Good morning, everyone. It is such exciting to visit such places. This is Nakuru. We are receiving several messages from you, and we highly appreciate for your feedback and even the questions that you are asking. Today, we are answering the question, what is the link between stress and ulcers? Do you know what that means? Stress is a mental function. Ulcers is a stomach function. So the first thing you need to understand, the stomach has a corresponding effect to the mind and vice versa. Whatever enters the stomach will affect the mind. Whatever enters the mind will affect the stomach. Now, stress, depression, and anxiety, whenever you enter into this emotional state, it affects the emotional part of the brain, which is the temporal lobe. Once this is experienced, the next thing that happens, the stress, the depression, the anxiety, they ring a nerve that we call the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is a good guy. He receives the call. Once he receives the call, he makes the temporal lobe to produce a neurochemical that we call acetylcholine. This is the chemical that was created by God to signal the stomach to produce the digestive juices, and more so, hydrochloric acid. More stress simply means the more production of acetylcholine. More production of acetylcholine, more production of HCl. It's important for you to note that HCl has a pH of 1.5 to 3. It's very acidic. And in fact, God allowed the stomach only to have 20% acidic level. But anytime you have excess stress, you'll have excess acetylcholine, excess HCl, you trigger the stomach to become very acidic, more than what it was supposed to do. What eventually happens? It begins to corrode the digestive system and the digestive linings. Once they have been corroded, blisters, wounds, so they take the word wound, they turn it to Greek or Latin, then it becomes ulcers. That is the link between stress and ulcers. So what do you do to reverse this process? You do the same thing that God did in the Edenic pattern. He created Adam and Eve and put them in the garden. Do you know what surrounds us in the garden? Color green, though some have dried, but anytime you interact with nature, the green color causes the emotional part of the brain to calm down. Acetylcholine is balanced, HCl is balanced, you begin to eradicate ulcers. This year, visit more of nature, reduce more of moles. Heal your mind, heal your stomach, because whatever affects the mind will eventually affect the stomach and vice versa. Health literacy is the capstone of health liberation, and without this, optimal health only remains to be a desire rather than a reachable goal. Cheers. This is the Edward.